Okay, hello. We are going to draw the last Degas Jockey. So this one is a little bit wider than the other ones, so we're going to have to remeasure a rectangle and center it on the paper. And we see a little bit of the side of the horse, which is quite nice after we've done the rear of the horse and we've studied the jockey at different positions. We see kind of a different aspect of the man riding the horse. So we're gonna measure this, and it's 4.5 by 9, and we're gonna center this on our paper. My paper is 9 inches wide. So I'm gonna mark it the 4.5 in 3 places. I'm gonna line this up. And that's my center mark. I'm gonna find the center going this way. So I have 11.5. So that means my total for the half is gonna be 5 3/4. And I'm gonna mark that in 3 places. And I'm gonna line up the 11.5 mark here at the bottom of the page just to keep me from getting confused. Okay. Now, if I'm trying to make 4.5, I need to put the mark at the 2 2.25 is half of 4.5. And then I can mark the 0 and the 4.5, 0 and 4.5, 0 and 4.5. And that gives me the sides of my rectangle. And I make 3 marks in case one is wrong. I can tell that I have one that doesn't line up. If I make 2 marks and one is wrong, I can't tell. I just end up with a crooked line. Okay, so this is gonna be 9 high as we measured. This is the same as the other ones have been. They're all the same height, but different widths. Okay, so I'm gonna put the center line here at 4.5, and I'm gonna mark 9 and 0. 0 and 9. 0 and 9. Okay, so here we go. Here's the rectangle that we're going to measure off of. I am going to erase all my construction lines because I don't need these anymore. I haven't pressed hard, so you can't see where I've erased once I've erased it. Okay, and I'm left with just the rectangle. All right, I'm gonna think about where things are in relationship so I can measure going across. This is my halfway point, and I think the halfway point is right where his hat kind of sticks up. So I can make a shape for his head. And then the next thing I'm gonna encounter is the rear of this horse. And then I want the ears to be lined up. So I'm trying to make a structure in which to find all my other lines. So I want to look at like, where is this and how far from the edge of the paper. Okay, and then his hat in relationship to his shoulder. And I want to draw really lightly so that you can't see my lines once I erase them. Okay. You can see his sleeve narrowing. Okay, and I'm looking at these distances. So I either need to move the line I made for the rear of the horse, which seems to be appropriate in this situation, or I need to fix something else. So the more lines I get on the page, the more accurate I can become, because I have more things to measure against, and it's all about measuring. And Degas is an impressionist master. As we talked about, he's really interested in capturing motion. And we see that here. The way he's got the horse head down, I think, like, shows that kind of familiar motion of a horse putting its head down to walk somewhere, maybe kind of slowly. We can feel the way the jockey sits in the saddle. Okay, I might have to move this over a little bit in order to get him in here. So I want to think about, like, how long and narrow this rectangle is, and then we'll try to find the rest of this horse. I want to think about this distance over here. And my purpose really is to just observe the way Degas handles the lines and the subject. And I can look at the negative space here, the relationship between all of these, the outside of all these lines. Not think about the horse, think about what is this shape to help me. Okay, and I'm gonna look at these things in relationship. So I think I've got his knee a little high. Okay, these should not touch. So I think I have to move this one over. Again, I'm looking at the negative space. Let me get to a little bit darker pencil so I can see what I'm doing a little better, and maybe cover some of these other lines that I made. Okay. And then this hoof fits right in here. And these two legs interact. Okay, and then I want to think about where this is in relationship to this one. Let's see, I think I have this whole thing too far down. So if I look at where this hoof ends, and you're probably, since you're looking at this drawing, probably not even making the same mistakes that I am. Okay. Okay, we've got this shape here. This is a really nice, simple line he's got here describing this elegant horse hoof here and leg. Okay, so I'm looking at these in relation to each other, looking at that angle. Okay, and then where does this hoof end in relationship to this one? I'll go back and make this a little more like it should be. Okay, so I think this is a basic structure of what this horse looks like. So now I will go back in with a darker pencil. This is a 3B. I think I'll go 4B. This is a 5B. It's a little softer. And something like the way he's handled this line that goes across his back is just so beautifully done. I'm gonna try to capture that just in a stroke. He just kind of wiggles his pencil down the guy's arm, but he sees something here and he's translating it into a drawing, and to get to interact with that is pretty amazing. Just make sure you change your pencil when you're getting to these darker areas. I think I got this a little stretched out. Okay. And with this softer pencil, I can get these wider lines a little bit. kind of correcting myself from what I had. And I don't want to just trace. I want to react to the line that Degas made. I want to try to imitate it with a kind of immediacy. So Degas was reacting to the horse, and I'm reacting to Degas. It's a different kind of drawing, but it still teaches me about the way he thinks about making a line. Because the drawing captures something about the horse that I can then observe. So I'm watching him, watching the horse, as I'm trying to imitate these lines, which is part of the value of what we're doing in these exercises. I'm gonna go down to a 3B for some of this. Let's see. And I'm looking for his lines. How did he make them? We're looking at a reproduction that's been then printed out on a computer. So if we were to see the actual drawing in person, we would get more information. Clean part of this up because I have more lines than Degas at this point. Okay, I'm gonna try again. This line, and I'm gonna pick up this is 6B. We got some shading right here. This is a B. And he seems to follow the contour of the horse right here. And looking carefully at these contours as I'm imitating them, trying to be elegant with the line. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my 5B and I'm gonna start over here. I see an intersection point and he rested right here. You can see like where he started his pencil. gonna try to capture this contour again. I love this part of the drawing. The eyes and the eyebrows kind of peek out a little bit. And I think we have a drawing here. Okay, and I'll see you guys next time.